Hello, dear soul. Welcome. The number 333 has appeared to you, and this is no coincidence. It is a hug from the universe, a sign full of light and transformation. This is a call to awaken, a reminder that you are being guided towards a path of balance and fulfillment. Doors are opening, and everything is aligning in your favor. Before we continue, spread this energy. Share this message with those who need this light. And subscribe to the channel to receive revelations and guidance that can transform your life in unimaginable ways. The universe is speaking to you now. Trust, take a deep breath, and come with me on this journey of evolution and faith. The best is yet to come. What does it take to defy expectations, break through invisible walls, and carve your own path to success? For centuries, women have been told what they can and cannot do. They've faced limitations in sports, business, activism, and exploration, fields where men have long dominated. But in Australia, a new generation of fearless women is rewriting the rules. They are proving, time and time again, that success is not about gender. It's about resilience, determination, and the courage to challenge the status quo. From the roaring stadiums where Sam Kerr has shattered records to the boardrooms where Melanie Perkins has revolutionized an industry, Australian women are breaking ground in ways that were once thought impossible. They are standing up, speaking out, and proving that ambition knows no boundaries. Whether fighting for justice like Grace Tame or braving the open sea like Jessica Watson, these women are more than just success stories. They are living proof that no dream is out of reach. But what drives them? What obstacles did they have to overcome? And most importantly, what can we learn from their journeys? This video is more than just a celebration of their achievements. It's a roadmap for every woman who has ever been told she's not enough. Because if they can do it, so can you. Let's dive into the real challenges women face, the societal barriers that still exist, and how these extraordinary women found a way to break through. Their stories are not just theirs alone. They belong to every woman who dares to dream big. For every woman who breaks through a barrier, there are countless others still facing obstacles that feel impossible to overcome. Gender bias, societal expectations, and self-doubt create an invisible wall that keeps many from reaching their full potential. The reality is that success, for women, often comes with additional hurdles, whether in the workplace, in sports, or even in personal aspirations. In Australia, the numbers tell a story. Women still earn, on average, 14% less than men in full-time roles. In leadership, the gender gap remains striking. Only 19% of CEOs in Australian companies are women. In sports, female athletes receive significantly less funding, media coverage, and sponsorship opportunities compared to their male counterparts. These statistics highlight an undeniable truth. While progress has been made, the playing field is far from equal. But beyond the numbers, the challenges run deeper. Women are often expected to balance multiple roles, excelling in their careers while managing family responsibilities. They face pressure to conform to traditional standards of femininity, being told to be ambitious but not too assertive, confident but not intimidating. And then there's the fear of failure, instilled by a culture that scrutinizes women's mistakes more harshly than men's. This is why role models matter. Seeing women defy these odds isn't just inspiring, it's essential. It proves that despite the challenges, success is possible. It gives young girls the confidence to dream bigger, knowing that others have walked this path before them. But how exactly do these women overcome the barriers set before them? What does it take to silence the doubts and push forward, even when the odds are against them? The answer lies in the stories of those who have already done it. Women who refused to accept limitations and, in doing so, changed history. One of them is Sam Kerr. Her journey in sports is a perfect example of what happens when determination meets talent, despite the roadblocks society places in the way. In the world of professional sports, success is often determined by talent, hard work, and opportunity. But for women, there's another challenge: recognition. Female athletes fight not only for victories on the field, but also for respect, equal pay, and the right to be seen as equals to their male counterparts. Few understand this battle better than Sam Kerr, one of the most dominant and electrifying footballers in the world today. Born in Western Australia, Sam's path to greatness wasn't always clear. She didn't start out as a soccer prodigy. In fact, she originally played Australian rules football, a sport that, at the time, had very limited pathways for female athletes. But as she grew older, it became clear that her skill set was better suited for soccer, even though switching sports meant starting from scratch. She faced doubts, resistance, and a lack of resources, but she refused to let those obstacles define her future. By the time she was 15, Sam was already playing in Australia's W League, proving that talent could break through barriers at any age. But her real rise to fame came on the international stage. In the FIFA Women's World Cup, Sam cemented her status as one of the best forwards in the game, shattering scoring records and earning global recognition. She became the first Australian player, male or female, to score a hat-trick at a World Cup, proving that women's football deserved the same level of admiration and respect as men's. But despite her success, the challenges didn't disappear. Women's soccer, even at the highest level, still struggles with unequal pay, media coverage, and sponsorship deals. While male players receive millions in endorsements, female athletes often have to fight for the most basic financial support. Sam has spoken openly about the need for change, not just in Australia, but worldwide. Her success isn't just about personal victories. It's about paving the way for future generations of female athletes to have the same opportunities as their male counterparts. Beyond the numbers and trophies, Sam's influence extends far beyond the field. She has become a symbol of resilience, proving that with hard work, women can not only compete at the highest level but also dominate. Her impact can be seen in young girls across Australia, who now dream of becoming football stars because they have a role model who looks like them, plays like them, and succeeds despite the odds. Sam Kerr's story teaches us an important lesson: talent alone is never enough. Breaking barriers requires perseverance, confidence, and an unwillingness to accept limitations. It's not just about playing the game, it's about changing it. And she's not the only one doing it. In the world of business, another Australian woman has taken an entirely different industry and turned it upside down. Her name is Melanie Perkins, and her journey in entrepreneurship is just as groundbreaking as Sam's dominance in sports. In the world of technology and business, female entrepreneurs are still the minority. The startup landscape has long been dominated by men, with venture capitalists investing far more money in male-led companies. Women often struggle to secure funding, gain credibility, and scale their businesses in an environment that still doubts their leadership. But Melanie Perkins, the Australian entrepreneur behind Canva, didn't just break into this space, she completely transformed it. Melanie's journey began in Perth, where she was a university student teaching design software to beginners. She quickly noticed a problem. Graphic design was overly complicated, requiring expensive programs and years of training. Most people didn't have access to professional tools, making creative expression difficult for the average person. She saw an opportunity. What if design could be easy, accessible, and available to everyone? With that vision, Melanie and her co-founder, Cliff Obricht, set out to create what would become Canva, a platform that simplifies graphic design for professionals and beginners alike. But getting there wasn't easy. Investors rejected her pitches over 100 times, claiming her idea was too ambitious. As a young woman in tech, she faced skepticism at every turn. But she refused to give up. Her persistence paid off. Today, Canva is valued at over $26 billion, making Melanie one of the youngest self-made female billionaires in the world. The company has over 135 million users, from students to Fortune 500 companies, proving that innovation isn't just about creating something new, it's about making something better, easier, and more inclusive. But what makes Melanie's story truly inspiring isn't just her business success, it's her approach to leadership. While many tech companies focus solely on profits, Melanie built Canva with a mission: to empower people. Her company champions workplace diversity, sustainability, and giving back to communities. She has shown that business success doesn't have to come at the expense of ethics, it can actually be built on them. Melanie's story is a powerful reminder that breaking barriers in business isn't just about having a great idea. It's about believing in it, even when no one else does. She didn't wait for permission to innovate. She didn't let rejection stop her. She kept pushing forward, proving that gender is not a limitation when it comes to vision, execution, and success. Her impact extends beyond Canva. She has opened doors for future female entrepreneurs, showing them that tech and business belong to women just as much as they do to men. Young women in Australia and around the world now have a real example of what's possible when ambition meets persistence. But business isn't the only arena where Australian women are making history. Some are using their voices to fight for justice, advocate for change, and challenge the status quo. One of them is Grace Tame, a survivor who turned her trauma into a movement that shook an entire nation. In the world of technology and business, female entrepreneurs are still the minority. The startup landscape has long been dominated by men, with venture capitalists investing far more money in male-led companies. Women often struggle to secure funding, gain credibility, and scale their businesses in an environment that still doubts their leadership. But Melanie Perkins, the Australian entrepreneur behind Canva, didn't just break into this space, she completely transformed it. Melanie's journey began in Perth, where she was a university student teaching design software to beginners. She quickly noticed a problem. Graphic design was overly complicated, requiring expensive programs and years of training. Most people didn't have access to professional tools, making creative expression difficult for the average person. She saw an opportunity. What if design could be easy, accessible, and available to everyone? With that vision, Melanie and her co-founder, Cliff Obricht, set out to create what would become Canva, a platform that simplifies graphic design for professionals and beginners alike. But getting there wasn't easy. Investors rejected her pitches over 100 times, claiming her idea was too ambitious. As a young woman in tech, she faced skepticism at every turn. But she refused to give up. Her persistence paid off. Today, Canva is valued at over $26 billion, making Melanie one of the youngest self-made female billionaires in the world. The company has over 135 million users, from students to Fortune 500 companies, proving that innovation isn't just about creating something new, it's about making something better, easier, and more inclusive. But what makes Melanie's story truly inspiring isn't just her business success, it's her approach to leadership. While many tech companies focus solely on profits, Melanie built Canva with a mission: to empower people. Her company champions workplace diversity, sustainability, and giving back to communities. She has shown that business success doesn't have to come at the expense of ethics, it can actually be built on them. Melanie's story is a powerful reminder that breaking barriers in business isn't just about having a great idea. It's about believing in it, even when no one else does. She didn't wait for permission to innovate. She didn't let rejection stop her. She kept pushing forward, proving that gender is not a limitation when it comes to vision, execution, and success. Her impact extends beyond Canva. She has opened doors for future female entrepreneurs, showing them that tech and business belong to women just as much as they do to men. Young women in Australia and around the world now have a real example of what's possible when ambition meets persistence. But business isn't the only arena where Australian women are making history. Some are using their voices to fight for justice, advocate for change, and challenge the status quo. One of them is Grace Tame, a survivor who turned her trauma into a movement that shook an entire nation. While many people dream of traveling the world, few have the courage to attempt what Jessica Watson did at just 16 years old. In a feat that most would consider impossible, Jessica set out to sail solo around the globe. But her journey wasn't just about crossing oceans. It was about proving that limits exist only in the mind. Jessica's adventure broke more than just geographical barriers. It shattered expectations of what a young woman is capable of achieving. In 2010, Jessica Watson became the youngest person to sail solo around the world. Her mission was to navigate 23,000 nautical miles through some of the world's most dangerous waters, facing treacherous storms, isolation, and physical exhaustion. The journey was grueling, and Jessica faced constant doubts from both the public and the media. Critics questioned whether a teenager, especially a girl, could handle the harsh realities of solo ocean travel. But despite the skepticism, Jessica remained determined. As she sailed through the South Pacific, the Southern Ocean, and the vast expanses of the Atlantic, she encountered life-threatening conditions that would have sent many seasoned sailors running for cover. Yet, Jessica continued to push forward, day after day, relying on her resilience, preparation, and mental toughness. She proved that age and gender are irrelevant when it comes to chasing big dreams. It's the willpower and determination that make the difference. Upon completing her journey, Jessica Watson became an international hero. She didn't just achieve a record, she achieved the impossible. But her accomplishment isn't defined by the title of being the youngest to sail around the world. It's about the strength of character and courage she displayed throughout the journey. She proved that no dream is too big, and no challenge too great, if you're willing to put in the work and believe in yourself. What sets Jessica apart from many others is her ability to inspire others not just by her actions, but through her words. Since returning from her journey, she has become a motivational speaker, sharing the lessons she learned about perseverance, goal setting, and self-belief. Her message is clear. Don't be limited by what others think you can achieve. Chart your own course and follow it with determination. Jessica's journey teaches us an important lesson. Greatness isn't defined by age or gender. It's defined by a willingness to pursue your dreams against all odds. Her story is a testament to the power of believing in the impossible and finding the strength to make it happen. As we look at the lives of Sam Kerr, Melanie Perkins, Grace Tame, and Jessica Watson, we see a common thread: resilience. They have faced immense challenges, whether it's overcoming gender bias, battling societal expectations, or confronting personal trauma. But in every case, they refuse to let these barriers define their future. Their stories are a powerful reminder that nothing is impossible when you're willing to break the rules and rewrite the narrative. Now, let's take a step back and reflect on the broader message. What can we learn from these incredible women? How can we apply their lessons to our own lives and dreams? As we reflect on the remarkable journeys of women like Sam Kerr, Melanie Perkins, Grace Tame, and Jessica Watson, one thing becomes clear. Their stories aren't just inspiring, they are proof of the immense power that lies within each of us. They've faced challenges that many of us will never understand, but their successes offer invaluable lessons that we can apply in our own lives, regardless of our ambitions or obstacles. The first lesson we can learn from these trailblazing women is the importance of resilience. All of them encountered moments when it would have been easier to quit, to let fear, doubt, and setbacks take over. But they didn't. Instead, they pushed through the tough times, learning from their failures and using them as fuel to move forward. Resilience is not about avoiding obstacles. It's about persisting in the face of adversity and using challenges as stepping stones to success. Whether you're an athlete, an entrepreneur, an activist, or an explorer, resilience is essential for overcoming the roadblocks that inevitably appear. Another powerful lesson is the significance of believing in yourself. Throughout their careers, these women faced countless doubters who questioned their abilities. From critics who doubted Sam Kerr's potential on the soccer field to investors who rejected Melanie Perkins' idea for Canva, each of these women had to believe in their vision when no one else did. The path to success is rarely a straight line, and belief in your own abilities is what keeps you going when the world seems to be against you. As Jessica Watson demonstrated, the biggest barrier we face isn't the ocean or the challenges ahead, it's our own self-doubt. Linked to self-belief is the power of taking risks. Every one of these women stepped outside of their comfort zones. Melanie Perkins left university to start a company that seemed impossible. Sam Kerr transitioned from a niche sport to global football stardom. And Grace Tame spoke out about a trauma that was long kept in the shadows. Taking risks often means embracing uncertainty, but it also means embracing growth. By stepping into the unknown, they opened the door to opportunities they never imagined. Risk-taking is not about recklessness. It's about courage. The courage to trust your instincts and pursue something bigger than what's in front of you. Lastly, there is the crucial lesson of lifting others as you rise. Each of these women used their platform and success to advocate for others, break down barriers, and make a lasting impact. Grace Tame's advocacy for sexual assault survivors, Sam Kerr's push for women's soccer equality, Melanie Perkins' leadership in building an inclusive workplace, and Jessica Watson's commitment to motivating young people. These women didn't just break through for their own gain. They made sure to create space for others. As they rose to the top, they took others with them, showing that success is more meaningful when it is shared. As women, we are often taught to play it safe, to stay quiet, or to wait for validation. But these women have demonstrated that dreams are meant to be pursued, not postponed. No matter your background or the challenges you face, the path to success starts with a single step: believing in your dreams and taking action. And along the way, remember that you're not alone. Each of us has the power to make a difference, both in our own lives and in the lives of others. So, as you embark on your own journey, whether it's in business, sports, activism, or any other field, remember the lessons of these incredible women. Let them inspire you, but more importantly, let them challenge you to break your own barriers, overcome your doubts, and boldly chase your dreams. You, too, have the power to change the world. As we reach the end of this incredible journey, we are reminded that the power to change the world lies in each of us. The stories of Sam Kerr, Melanie Perkins, Grace Tame, and Jessica Watson aren't just about breaking barriers. They are about showing us what's possible when we refuse to let anything stand in the way of our dreams. These women faced doubt, fear, and criticism, but they didn't let those things define them. Instead, they embraced their challenges, took risks, and proved that with determination, anything is possible. As we reflect on their stories, we must ask ourselves, what's holding us back? Are we allowing self-doubt to stop us from reaching our goals? Are we letting fear dictate our decisions? The women we've talked about today have shown us that the only limits that exist are the ones we place on ourselves. If they can overcome seemingly impossible odds, so can we. The first step is believing that we, too, can break barriers and achieve greatness. Now, it's your turn. You have your own story to tell, your own dreams to chase, and the ability to leave your mark on the world. Whether you're just starting out or you're already well on your way, remember, the path may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Just like these incredible women, you too can create a future that is filled with purpose, passion, and possibility. Before we go, we want to hear from you. What's your dream? What barriers are you determined to break? We encourage you to share your story in the comments below. Let's start a conversation, inspire each other, and build a community of women who are ready to pursue their passions, support one another, and achieve greatness together. If you found this video inspiring, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss future content that's all about empowering women to chase their dreams and make their mark on the world. And if you know someone who needs to hear these stories or could benefit from the motivation, share this video with them, because when we lift each other up, we all rise higher. Thank you for joining us on this journey of empowerment and inspiration. Keep dreaming, keep striving, and remember, the world needs your voice, your talents, and your vision. The future is waiting for you.